Here, we are going to talk about the completing the square method in solving the roots of a quadratic equation. Now, we use this once our quadratic trinomial cannot be factored. So we have, say for example, this expression, ax squared plus minus bx plus minus d equals 0, where this trinomial on the left-hand side cannot be factored. And of course, we will not be using yet the quadratic formula. Hence, we're going to use the completing the square method by first moving out that d on the other side and adding a certain c on the left-hand side. So we are going to look for the appropriate value of c to be placed here in order for us to properly get a perfect square trinomial and factor that. So here we're going to show that in solving for c is a positive perfect square number. Okay, so that it would really complete the concept of a perfect square trinomial. And take note, it's a positive value. In the previous video, we're able to look into the formula of c, and let me use this formula. We have c is equal to the square of the ratio of b and 2 square root of a. Let's say, for example, this one here, x squared minus 2x, and we're looking for our value of c such that if together with that we will have a perfect square trinomial. So we know that a is 1 here and b is negative 2. So using the formula here on the right hand side, you will have c is equal to the square of negative 2 over 2 times square root of 1. That is actually just the square of negative 1, and that's positive 1. As you can see, the value of c is positive because we're squaring it. Hence, the appropriate c to make sure that x squared minus 2x will become a perfect square trinomial is plus 1. And with that, we can factor that later. But we will not be showing the factor here because we're just going to look into the process of completing the square method. Similarly, let us have x squared plus 10x minus 2 equals 0. This is now an equation, so this is not factorable. So we moved out 2 on the other side, so that becomes positive 2, and we're going to look for the appropriate c to be added on the right-hand side, left-hand side rather. So this is a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 10. Using the formula, you will have this expression, and then that is actually just the square of 5. That means it's 25. So we are going to add 25 on our equation on the left-hand side such that the left-hand side will become a perfect square trinomial. But wait, you need to also add 25 on the right-hand side. But since this video only covers the completing the square method and not the solving of roots, let's leave it that in the meantime. But to make it complete, you need to also add 25 on the other side if it pertains to an equation. Now, there are a lot of examples and practice of exercises in our channel, which also includes the situation where our b is an odd number and our a is greater than 1. So please try to look into those videos and use them as part of your practice.